Momir here. I've been with IOSG Ventures since early 2020 and now serving as managing partner. And IOSG is a crypto investment firm operating since 2017. First of all, I guess thanks to Brevis and OpenBuild for organizing this event and for inviting us. We have some amazing guests here today from Vana, from AltLayer, from Flock, and from Monad. So I guess we can start with the brief introductions, and then we can start with the questions.
Cool. Hello, everyone. My name is Art. I am the managing director and one of the co-founders of Vana. For those who don't know, we are a layer 1 for user-owned data, one of the biggest blockers in the development of AI, not just in Web 3, but also in Web 2, is the availability of private and proprietary data. We are in the business of putting that on-chain so that we can each get something from the data that we all create. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about how that fits in with the entire AI stack today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dorothy. I'm CTO at AltLayer. We aspire to help Web3 projects to grow. And we started off building app-specific rollups, aka app chains for Web3 projects. Later on, we also started the first no-code platform to launch AV Assets, powered by EigenLayer and Babylon. And also recently, we branched out to start no-code platform to launch AI agents. We support Base Agent Kit, ELIZA, Hyperbolic, and a few other AI agent frameworks. Thank you.
Cool. Jiahao here, founder and CEO of Flock. Flock stands for Federated Learning and Blockchain. It's like a private computing layer or framework for people to keep their local data local, but we can still train a model with the community. So we have clients like traditionally for hospitals, banks, and also in the Web3 world, those agents who need a model that's being trained by their community and then can function or run the model for the agent. So that's basically.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lulu, and I'm with the Greater China team at Monad Foundation. And so Monad is this high-performance layer 1 that would bring parallel execution to it and to achieve 10,000 TPS. And we're about to have our testnet. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So I guess we can start with the questions, maybe first from a few general ones. With the intersection of crypto and AI, what is the actual role of crypto? Do we see crypto systems more as kind of alternative to centralized, censored AI systems that are often closed source, or do we see crypto systems more as a kind of complementary to some of the Web 2 successful AI companies? Want to start from Art?
Me? Oh, cool. All right, so I come from Web 2 AI. I used to work for one of the largest providers of training data to AI in the world. We provided the training data to GPT 2.5. We did Google Search, Google Ads, Facebook Feed. It's a company called Appen. There is a reason why you've never heard of the company, because all of the companies that buy and sell and broker your data all of these transactions occur in a very opaque marketplace. You can't participate in these transactions. So from Vana's perspective, what we're trying to do is give you all ownership of your data so that when it's used in AI, you can then participate in that economy. The future that we live in Web 2 AI is going to be such that data is the capital that turns something to become more performant. And so in that way, I think that at least in the data side of AI, blockchain is essential because there's no other better technology that you can use to trace where your data's gone, to be able to financialize it in a new way, and to create a new capital asset in your data in the AI world. As it relates to compute and all the other kind of layers of AI, I'm going to defer to the folks on my panel. But at least as it relates to data, there is definitely a use case for blockchain technology.
I believe that crypto industry doesn't generate value; it amplifies value. AI industry has been developing for over 80, 90 years. We've seen the rise of the Photoshop of your videos or your photos as the first mass adoption use case, and we saw the rise of ChatGPT, which is kind of the second wave, and self-driving cars. This is the second wave of AI revolution to the mankind. Whereas in crypto, we don't create real use cases for AI technology, but rather we help AI-based projects to fundraise more efficiently and financialize the AI assets more efficiently, and also capitalize the company asset more efficiently. So rather than revolutionizing the AI technology or creating new values, crypto industry is merely bridging the gap of capital efficiency, and the startups who are building new products using AI is similar to how Metaverse was riding on the Meta hype back in the days and created a lot of bubbles around Metaverse. We never create new technologies. We are making things more efficient. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I think anyways, there's three components of the AI or crypto industry that holds the triangle of the decentralized AI in the future. Anyways, the model, the data, and the compute. Right. That basically how the AI thing can happen in the future, and of course, including with the infrastructure connecting those three, like maybe Monad, who can run high efficiency infrastructures. So for us, it's like we totally agree and understand the industry in terms of data. For example, captured by Vana in a blockchain or security way that being stored and privately stored in different layers, and for Flock, that what we're trying to build, and always I think that what the industry needs is an efficient and open model that can be built by the community. Because if you have everything well secured, decentralized as a data, but then end of the day you still need to send that over to a third-party API like OpenAI, then that's like a joke. Right? Why are you doing all this infra? Because the end exit of all those data is still another centralized server. So we want to make sure from the whole end-to-end ecosystem, from data collection all the way to the model generation, it's always decentralized. We don't hold control of any data, or any model, right? All the model evaluation and the whole training process is held by the whole community. So that's what Flock's building. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, the question is whether crypto AI is an ideological question, or it does have a practical use as supplements to the Web 2 products. And so I would think that it's kind of a both. So I think probably ideologically speaking, perhaps a lot of us here would agree that crypto has this intrinsic value of, for example, being censorship resistant and being open. And so that's why probably we're building here. But it's a very long-term thing, because as you see the history, perhaps the internet in the 80s, that's more open. And then it was taken over by the big tech companies. And here we are right now, and we're not going to sure we're going to kind of flip again. And I think, but besides it kind of being this ideological question, I think there are some issues or problems are being material right now. Because, for example, if agents are going to proliferate, what kind of app store we're going to have? It's not going to happen. We're going to kind of like censor the or use the App Store right now, because agents are going to run very independently across platforms. And so that's where I think the practical solutions and products are needed. And also, I do not 100% think that crypto, being this natural extension to the like a Web2 world, because if you look at the largest assets, yeah, there's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, and I think it's like a new type of financial system themselves. And so, if you think about how DeepSeek is making money for Highflyer, then I think AI itself as this new productive force will transform, I think, the current crypto industry as a financial system in its nature.
Right, thank you guys. I guess I was a little bit surprised by Dorothy's stance that this is very bearish on crypto and AI. I think I agree a little bit with Lulu that there are actually things like Vana or Grass that are doing certain things that are very hard to replicate in a Web2 way. So, and then I think they also actually have a value add to the ecosystem. So it's not all about speculation and financialization, but I think there are actually some unique angles where you actually end up with some business models and opportunities that you cannot replicate with Web2 tools. But yeah, the next question, I guess, without being able to name your own project, who do you see as the leaders in crypto and AI intersection, using your own framework? You can just name in one category, or you can go category by category. We have training projects, we have inference specific projects, we have AI agents, frameworks, applications, we have data, privacy-oriented, or something like Grass. So there are quite a lot of subcategories, but you are free to choose which categories you want to name market leaders.
I'm going to start that end. I don't want to go first.
Okay, I'll take it first. Okay, so who are the leaders, right? I think we have witnessed a cycle, and probably the very sought after projects a couple months back are I don't know, the computation layer, and there are some model projects or computation marketplace. For example, you see Exhibits, you see Hyperbolic, and also Flock, and I think. But right now, there is shift of focus right now. I think recently the spotlight is on the agents. We have a bunch of frameworks, Dorothy has mentioned. There's Lisa OS, there's Virtual, and yeah, that is very significant because I think in essence you have a cursor for creation of agents, which makes it a very just easy. And so I think one very impressive example in this is the AI XBT, right? So I like the idea by Flock where you could have community GPT, right? I think it was, right? It was really innovative. I remember last March when I was in London, and but now as I see it, I think AI XBT is another type of community GPT, and it's a KOL, and it's super functional, and so it's really impressive. And I think, but two other more niche examples that I personally really like is Frieza. And because and also GOAT, the truth terminal thing, because it kind of reminded me and shocked me how AI can interact with humans in a very different way. And so we do not understand how goats were popular at that time. And so it was kind of magical, but made me want to kind of dive a little bit more.
Thank you, Lulu. So as someone from technical and research background, I'm always very much excited about the decentralized training layer of the whole spectrum, because that's where the hardest thing in the whole market. And then 2 years ago, if anyone's talking about we're training a model in a decentralized way, it's almost a scam. Right, but now like everything is happening in terms of sharding the model, compress the model, make it more efficiency. Like even us, like we can now run those support and run nodes on M-chip devices. So it's actually happening in the space. So on that, I'm very much respect to all the credible builders in the space, including us and News Research, Prime Intellect, Jensen. Yeah, all this, like we're spending so many years just focusing on such things, even though there's no really a big hype in decentralized training, because retail can't feel it. It's nothing that the retail can feel like, oh yeah, there's agent hype coming, agent 2.0. It's something like a bit more distant to the retail. But then, in terms of retail, I was totally agree with Lulu. Like there will be new wave of agent coming, and then there might be very interesting functionalities with those agents. For example, they can help you do the decentralized. No, it's a term recently being very hot called DeFi, DFAI, right? With the AI to help you on the DeFi world or trading or whatever. So yeah, I think many of those functional applications might happen. And so that's where also interests me a lot. So I'll leave other layers with Vana.
I personally think the market leader in AI crypto space is AI agent, because market is always right. It's clearly the winner, and it's also noticeable that AI agent segment took off without recognition from sexes. Like Binance didn't list AI systems that Binance didn't list virtuals. Yet all these different AI agent frameworks and related projects took off, and they have good volume on DEXs, which is very impressive for the industry. And as you mentioned, I'm a little bit bearish on crypto. I personally believe that as much as we believe that we're in the tech industry, we're really in the gambling and entertainment industry. And the main currency in crypto is attention. And AI agent is a perfect fit to grab the most attention of the industry. And if you see, the main use case for AI agent is to ship posts on Twitter, which is exactly how most people engage in crypto. It's just a natural fit. And I don't see other segments to be more entertaining than AI agents. And I don't think big models or data ownership are sexy enough for retail users who are IQ 100. So and that's my personal opinion. That's why I think AI agent will remain as the winner.
I love that response. That was fantastic. No, that was great. Great. Just so that I can understand a little bit, I'm going to ask you who levels 1, 2, or 3 in your understanding of how AI works. 1 being you've played with an agent, 2 being you've trained a model, 3 being you've created a foundation model or you're in the research space. So who would put their hands up to say they're level 1 in AI, just played with the model? Can I see who's like level 2, who's trained a model?
Everybody else is 3.
Okay, and level 3, you're all PhDs in data science. Yeah, cool, awesome. Okay, so there's a couple of things. When I'm asked this question, I always think, what can we do in the sector that's better than what we have in Web 2 and who's going to win? Kudos to this guy. Federated machine learning is really big. So for those who don't know what federated machine learning is, I'm going to butcher this, I'm sorry. But right now, in order for me to train a foundation and then bring it all together, now that is in essence, what decentralization is about, and what's really cool about that, is because it is that all of our computing power together could kick NVIDIA's ass. So I'm bullish on that. The other thing that I'm bullish on is when we can. So I will give you my take on agents because I think it's really important. Mindshare is really important, but I will say one thing that's kind of controversial. Crypto. Look at Web 2 years ago. That's where you're at in terms of agents, right? Let's hurry it up because their agents can do so much more than what our agents can do. So I actually posted in Twitter today because every day there's a new agentic launch platform out there and I'm bloody sick of it. So people ask me who's going to win, and I said winners will be based on 3 things. 1, utility, whether the agent can do stuff, real stuff, like tweet, code, trade, or respond to your mum. 2, ability, how well does it do the thing? That's where your data is really important because that determines performance. And 3, creativity, mind share. It's that spark of originality that makes that agent go. And the platforms that will win are the platforms that can generate this. And I think that there are some Web3 platforms that do this really well. And there's a couple in stealth that will launch very soon that I can't share right now, which I'm really bullish on.
All right, thank you. Next question, we can start from the bearish voice in this panel from Dorothy. So, Dorothy, which subsectors in crypto AI are going to zero?
Is that the question?
Yeah, just going to zero.
All of them.
All of them.
It'll survive for a while and then it'll go to zero, just like any other sector.
Vana and Flock are going to zero?
All of them.
Okay, let's see, who's going to go to zero? That's really mean. As a founder, I make it a policy not to shit on other founders.
You don't need to pull out public names. You just say like what subsectors are over.
That's like subtly saying like if you're in this sector, you're going to go to zero.
To rephrase the question, what do you think are the sectors that are overhyped and are, let's not talk about the price itself, but for Dorothy, I wanted to be a little bit more direct because she's so upfront about her thesis. So what sectors do you think are getting undeservingly too much of community attention at the moment, and you think that long-term prospects are quite poor?
I'm going to talk about saturation because that's the way that I think about when things are overhyped. So we have a lot of decentralized compute out there. They're all, I think they're all doing a fantastic job, but they're trying to find things to do with their compute. So that's one area. I think scraping data, you can do it on Web 2 for $20 an hour. Look up brightdata.com. Any platform that's scraping data, I'm sorry, but it's saturated. And the third one is, unfortunately, it's the agents. There are too many agent platforms right now. I think that it's just saturated. Someone's gonna win and someone's gonna lose.
That's a great question. I think, similarly, the agents as of today, especially those hyped ones, even if they have a framework so-called behind, if you have some engineering background, really look into their code base, although they bought a lot of stars on GitHub, but this, to me, is a joke. So, so those are going to go to zero. So that's why I'm mentioning about AI agent 2.0, right? It's something that actually can use instead of just the hype with a fancy lady with a tight T-shirt and people just buying those agents for nothing because they believe in their concept instead of the usage of the agent or whatever. So yeah, that's what to me.
Okay, but I am like super bullish. I'm like the opposite. I think, everything will like reborn, and I'm super bullish on AI crypto. But I do agree that a lot of like agents today, it's just doesn't mean anything. But I apply kind of the framework, just a lazy thing to do. If you look at the traditional world where the computation, like NVIDIA, and then what are some of the greatest models that you have, the evaluation, and then it will kind of shed a light on the bright future that we're going. And I think chaos is actually the opportunity, because right now, all the agents are dying is a good thing for the new type of agents to shape form. Because if you look at how kind of the LLMs right now, everybody knows about the DeepSeek, probably we're going to touch base on a little bit later. And then a lot of serious developers and engineers in the traditional world are taking on, for example, advantages of RL to make actual agents happen to replace for example, thousands of API calls for Shopify and some other stuff. And so agents are happening, and if supplemented with the right of coordination system, the crypto incentives to make it kind of a self-sustained world economy, and I think, yeah, I'm just super bullish.
All right, thank you. Next question, maybe we can start from Jiahao, since you're representing compute projects on this panel. Just curious, what are your thoughts on what is the DeepSeek impact on crypto AI projects? Because from my angle, when I first saw the news, I thought this is terrible news for all the compute projects, but then maybe positive news for somebody closer on the application layer. But so far, it seems that the market was very harsh regardless of subsector. It just killed the majority of AI tokens. So how do you see about DeepSeek moment for crypto AI startups?
DeepSeek moment. I mean, first of all, the rise of DeepSeek is really a good signal to the whole industry, where you really can build something compatible to GPT-4o with way less cost, even considering some hidden GPUs, and way low talent cost, right? So it's a great way. And also those models are small enough that can actually run on edge. That's also another very interesting thing. That's what the whole industry needs, right? The whole industry want to see things that can actually run on edge, that can actually be perform, as compatible as to the state of art, whatever model as of today. That's where decentralization can happen. You just, as I mentioned before, right? You can have your data with Vana, you can have your compute with many other compute layers, and then eventually, if your model still need to run on a AWS server, where this just makes the whole thing back into a centralization. So that's where I think DeepSeek is actually giving us a great example on this. And then the moment that might happen with those DeepSeek moment in crypto AI, I think is especially and also similarly as this, some model that can run in a decentralized fashion and can be compatible to traditional models. Maybe not in general way that quick, but maybe in niche business use cases where like we did one with Aptos before, because of there's no enough. Oh, there's Mona. There's no enough move language resources on the open domain network anyways, right? So actually GPT-4o cannot learn enough to do code embedding, Copilot for move language in that fashion. So we actually train a model in a specific way with Aptos, maybe with Mona soon in the future, that actually outperforms GPT-4o. So I think that's where the moment of AI crypto should happen, maybe in different scenarios, but that's where it is, because you have those precious data actually hold it in decentralized in all these different business needs, where you can't just find them on open domain world, and people also don't want to share it. Right, that's somewhere I see that moment can come.
Anybody else wants to comment on this?
I think DeepSeek is kind of the Android for big models. It's open source. It's a lot cheaper. It consumes a lot less power and more environmental friendly. But most importantly, I think we need to look at how people are using DeepSeek. Like content creators are using DeepSeek to generate videos, photos, and also they're generating their script, their content on social media using DeepSeek. Corporations are also laying off their employees, and they use DeepSeek to basically work more efficiently and produce more efficiently. A lot of people actually lost their job from the all these different big models. And if you look at crypto industry, I highly doubt crypto industry will create any big models that's cheaper, faster, and better than ChatGPT or DeepSeek. But how crypto industry can leverage all these big models is essentially like AI agents, but you need to create really useful AI agent that's crypto native. What is your real need in crypto? You want to trade. You want to capture Trump when the CA first came out. You want to realize the Brazilian government is dumping on the user, and the minute you found it, you need to get out. You want to also do a lot of yield farming. You want to farm on the airdrops, like the Story Protocol airdrop, the Monad airdrop, the Chain airdrop. These are the real needs of crypto users, and AI agents need to serve that. Just as the other speaker mentioned previously, we want to see agents that can help me basically farm all the airdrops, capture all the tokens that are going up, and also avoid all the traps and all the rugs. And also, I probably want information aggregation to tell me what's going on in crypto. And your AI agent should be your personal assistant, like your Harvest. It should help you have an easier life. My ideal life is that I don't need to learn anything about crypto, and I don't need to follow the news all the time. My agent will help me make money and manage my money. That's my dream, right? So if AI agents can achieve that, I think that's a real use case for everyone in crypto. Other than that, I don't think AI agent means anything. Thank you.
You're amazing. I have nothing else to add. That was brilliant.
But I guess that agent would have to be your own, because if we all have access to that agent, like the meta changes and like it's constantly chasing, the market adapts and the way you are making money also changes. So like you would have to build it yourself if you want to have that sort of result. But yeah, I guess since we are closer to the end of the panel, maybe one more question starting from Art. What sort of result or milestone in the next 5 years would make you proud that you're kind of part of crypto and AI intersection, and you would go tell your friends, hey guys, look, I'm in this industry, look what we achieved. And then for others, I guess similar question, but...
Yeah, okay, so for this one, okay. Who here has used ChatGPT or DeepSeek? Who here owns a piece of ChatGPT or DeepSeek? That is what we're going to change in the next 5 years. Every time you create data and it goes to create a model, you're going to be compensated for it. I would be very proud if we create data as a new asset class, so each of you can be part of a data economy, because so much incredibly valuable technology is made with our data today, and we are not a participant in that economy. So that's what I'd be proud of doing in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I want to add on Art's point. I think we've been talking about decentralization and data ownership for the past 10 years. crypto is all about ownership and sovereignty, right? But in reality, we have never achieved that. Like your phone is like listening to what you're talking about every second, and they're pushing ads to you every second. And crypto has changed none of that. So I would be really proud if crypto can change that.
Right. So, how many of you? Sorry, Katie. If I would just copy paste what Art just said, and then I'll just replace data to model. That's what I'm hoping in the next 5 years. Same thing, right? You want to hold a piece of the data as well as a piece of the model that you're actually creating. But then apart from that, as also Dorothy said, the phone or your personal device will be super important in the future. Where I also hope, and which I guess it will happen anyways, right? In 5 years' time, that your personal phones can be powerful enough as of a 4090 of today. So if that happens, you can just imagine if that happens, that means something that can only be run on an NVIDIA card can then run on your edge device. And that's a moment where I see lots of those decentralized applications can happen in a more efficient fashion. And especially for those idle times when you're sleeping at home, 8 hours at night, right? That's where you don't even need to worry about your battery. It's just running on the back end. So yeah, so that's kind of the things I'm hoping in the industry.
Okay, great. Then for me, I think what DeepSeek already made me like real proud is that we brought the cost like down 27 times, and then that number actually is 1,200 throughout 3 years. And so if like right now we're looking at the like cost component, and for the like LLM itself, probably we just take it down. But how about like inference? I think builders such as like Flock, a lot of like decentralized inference network are kind of like into this problem, and I'm super excited to see how that figure will go like down in the future, because that's kind of the premise of where a truly not only distributed but also decentralized crypto network would truly work, and that's one thing. And the second thing is that I have been reflecting like how the sort of like mass adoption could be achieved, and I realized probably instead of the other way around, we built like a Web 2 type of product with some Web 3 supplements. Rather, probably, I think that the innovation takes place by the crypto native way. For example, the currency, the cryptocurrency that we're using. And so I probably like mentioned earlier this like AI and a human coexisting meta, and with some like the right kind of incentive, including the data network, the model network that we mentioned, we would have this probably like a new species. For example, like BitTensor is one example where we can see the like the self-run like economy is happening. And then what if we just put the like AI creation and proliferation and economy and everything like onto that crypto native network? And so I think that's something that I would be like very proud of if I can see that like in the future. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. I guess that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you around. Thank you. Bye-bye.